Hello, welcome to Benocam. Today we're having a look at a section of Tresaven mine, which is an old copper mine, and it's got some awesome old copper staining which we're going to go and have a look at deep down in this mine.
Mining in the Lanner area dates back to the 1700s, with the most productive time between 1820 and 1850, when the bulk of the copper was brought to the surface. This part of the mine closed in 1858, reopened again in 1860 as Tresaven and Thretharrap, and worked again into another closure in 1872. The set of workings we are about to show you are on private property, and any unarranged visitors will not be very welcome by the landowner. The shaft is also now locked and is covered by CCTV cameras, and is all sadly no longer accessible. We enter the mine and descend the ladders, just as the miners would have done in the 1800s in these small shallow workings.
Nice bit of copper stain in there. Look at that.
It's not long before the groundwater starts to drip in and vivid colours begin to appear, reminding us that these workings were to extract copper and not the tin which many Cornish mines were so famous for. Descending yet more ladders, we enter the workings, where the dull surrounding rock suddenly becomes covered in the bright blue staining from the copper-bearing rocks above. These colourful mineral formations have built up over the years after the mine's closure, as oxygen-rich rainwater has percolated down through the loads of ore in the tunnel ceiling and sides. This combination of metals, air and water form these complex secondary hydrated minerals, which have now formed into these incredible formations you can now see along these workings of this once great mine.
You can see here exactly how it's formed, where there's water constantly dripping out of the rocks with all the copper sulfides and the copper minerals in it. And you can see how it's, even now, it's still dripping and forming these awesome features. You can see the older ones and the fresh ones, much brighter blue. I think these probably have to be the most impressive set of copper staining I've seen in any Cornish mine. Do look good.
We head to another part of the mine, where some old shovel heads have been left behind by the previous miners, and another interesting patch of mineralisation has formed, this time in yellow.
Oh, someone's turned the yellow on.
This is likely another patch of different metal-rich rock above, which has produced a different shade of secondary mineralisation. It's time to climb the ladders and head back up to the surface. As we've already mentioned, this mine is all on private property and is all no longer accessible. Like many of our videos, this one is intended to show people these amazing sites underground without encouraging them to be sought out and explored in person. In the case of this mine, it can now only be accessed by a select few who hold the keys and have arranged sole visiting rights with the owners, preventing the local public in seeing the very ground our ancestors carved out and the amazing formations which have formed in the workings since closure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as we've got some really great new mine adventures on the way shortly.